Final Fantasy VII player gives life meaning by hitting level 99 before the first boss.
Oh god. Does it give him life meaning?
Dude, this is amazing. This incredible, mind-numbingly boring feat was carried out in order to spite a single individual, an unknown user on a private forum named Dicktree. Back in 2012...
Wait, this is all to satisfy Dicktree?
Back in 2012, Dicktree had claimed he would be able to hit level 99 in Final Fantasy VII without leaving the Sector 1 reactor. But at some point, Dicktree stopped charting his progress, and Circle Master decided to take up the task himself in 2015. Quote, to express, he says, my hatred and more importantly my disdain for Dicktree. Quote, I got fed up with waiting and based on my track record of meaningless accomplishments, I decided I could do the whole thing before he could bother to finish. In order to hit the level cap, Circle Master estimates he spent around 500 hours walking around the same few screens in the reactor.
500 hours!
Grinding through random encounter after random encounter against low-level enemies. Some people have pointed out what a tremendous waste of time this is.
Oh, some people have?
Others have applauded it for being so quintessentially human, to pile hundreds of hours into a task simply to show you can.
Yeah,
Circle Master, though, has his own response. So here's his quote, which is the real meat of this article. Life does not have inherent meaning. To say that our lives are pointless and our achievements meaningless is to state the obvious.
Welcome to No One Can Know About This, a podcast where we play every Final Fantasy game. I'm Jeff Ekman.
I'm Ryan Kazmiski.
And here we go, Episode 2.
Episode 2.
If you guys haven't listened to Episode 1, we suggest that you go back and start the journey from the beginning. So this is the beginning of Day 2.
So we start out the morning with breakfast and in pretty good spirits.
This episode is the game putting in the work to make us get to the end of our rope.
We were starting out this day at the top of our rope.
Right.
You know? And it's just a process of like us gripping a rope while the forces of the world just push us down it, and our hands just start to just
get bloodier.
Yeah, just get bloody.
Yeah, as we hold on tighter and tighter.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the village bakery where we were having breakfast and having a discussion that went something like this.
After we grind enough, we'll have enough money to buy enough items. You know what I mean? Like, we just need to be equipped for the adventure.
No, what I meant about the way that dude was playing 7 was that there's a more fun way to play it. There isn't a more fun way to play this one. You go to new areas, it's like
We're
fun
playing
to...
this one that way.
I know.
We didn't stay...
Eating on anything else?
Breakfast burrito. We didn't wait in the first area until we were level 99.
You're right. It's
just
the same. It's the same
But
exact
this
thing.
one is more boring by a large margin. By 7, you're gonna love going for walks in the woods.
I would have so fewer negative things to say about the game
If
it weren't for the missing.
every time you attack.
Yeah.
I mean, the combat is already slow.
Right. Like,
And
that's...
then you miss.
We gotta go to Mountain of Dwarf.
Mountain of... or Cave of Dwarf.
Cave of Dwarf.
Yeah, Elfland and Cave of Dwarf.
We finish this coffee and we can go to Apartment of Jeff.
What do you think you'll find there?
Yay! We never found out what respawn rate is, did we?
No. I'm gonna look it up.
We should have looked this up at the very start of the game, but stupidly, we spent about 5 hours before we felt like it was okay to go to the internet for help.
On a respawn rate of 1, the game will crawl to almost a stop during battles. 2 is only slightly faster, but not much. 8 is just too fast to actually read what's going on in a battle. Unless you pay very close attention or have a photographic memory, you'll have no idea how much damage.
Dude, is this about to change our life?
Well, I think it's going to change the text speed.
That's what we want!
Yeah.
That's like, one of the things about this whole mist thing is how long it takes.
Below the quote, he says, I found this rather strange, as I not only set it to 8 always, but also hold down the emulator's fast forward button in battle, and have no problem keeping track of how much damage I'm doing. I think we should change it to 8.
All the way?
I think we should just see what it's like to have it up.
Okay.
So we just want to give a quick shout out right now to anyone who's ever written a FAQ about this game.
Yeah.
Or posted in a forum.
Thank you.
You guys are the real MVP.
Yeah.
Otherwise, this whole thing would not have been possible.
Now, wait a minute. Don't put all that on them.
I mean, I'm not holding you responsible.
Okay, respawn rate.
6?
Try 6.
Let's see how much faster this moves. Oh, this is much
way
better. Oh, this is so much better.
Why would they even make this an option?
Oh my god, this is so much more manageable. Yeah. We got so much money from that little excursion. At this point, yeah, we had made money, which was like such a struggle that I couldn't believe it. And I go into this new town, and I find that in order to revive our friends, it costs even more money than I thought possible. Why? What the fuck? No! God damn it, dude. How much is this inn gonna be?
Oh, here he is. Asked us.
So after exploring Elfland a little bit and seeing how much everything costs, we went into the castle to discover their problem. And their problem is that their prince has been asleep for a while.
5 years?
5 years? Jeez.
Only Herb can wake him? Okay, so with this prince, 400 years ago, that other town gave him the key to their treasury. He's still the prince 400 years later. Like, has he not become the king? Has he not had other kids? I don't think this is a descendant of the prince.
It doesn't seem like it. It seems like this is the same prince that was given the treasury key 400
and
years
now
ago.
But 5 years ago, he went to sleep.
So I guess if you've been alive for 400 years, being asleep for
five
5 years
is like
might
no big deal.
might not be that weird, yeah.
Oh, there's a witch with Herb. Remember they said there's a witch in the woods with Herb. We found that one woman who's like, my crystal, and she's got brooms that speak gibberish.
Right.
I'm gonna look up and see what cabins do.
Yeah, we might be getting close to it's worth it to buy it.
Cabins have double the effect of tents, but at more than triple the cost.
Great.
You'll still use a lot of cabins simply because they're more widely available. As with tents, the main benefit is the ability to save on the overworld map, but also like tents, cabins don't restore any MP.
Fuck, dude!
Oh, a little cemetery.
This is a tomb.
No, it's a gravestone. They're
This is a
different
tomb.
things.
No, this is a tomb. Here lies Frederick. Or Erdrick.
Erdrick.
837 to 866. Wow. 29 years old.
Yeah, that was cut down before his time.
Jeez.
One of the 3 people to ever die in this town.
At this point, we decided to look again at what magic in this game won't work because of a programming bug.
Lock. Supposed to reduce one foe's evade by 20 points. Due to a bug, the spell always misses.
So that's
This
the
is
second spell.
This is 3 so far.
3? There were 2. I know Roos doesn't do shit.
Temper also.
Oh, God.
This is 3 spells that don't work. Jesus, let me look up here.
Wow,
before
man.
you...
That's really something. How can they let it out the door like that? Like, how do they not notice that kind of a bug?
Well, you saw the credits, right? There's like 5 people making this
it's
game.
like programmed by one dude. We wound up looking up why a lot of this happened, and apparently this one dude who programmed the game literally didn't understand how the game mechanics worked.
Yeah, like he asked someone, how does this function? And they were like, don't worry about it. We know how it all works. Just do it how it's written down.
Yeah, the director was like, I don't have time to explain all of this D&D shit to you. Let's just do it. And like, a lot of it just doesn't work.
Yeah, get
Do you know what
Tier
a
2.
fair is?
I'm gonna look it up. Hold on.
It's gotta be a fire.
Tier
It can't
2,
be...
Tier 2 gives 50 health points to one character.
I'm getting cured too. Wait, it took off
At
my
first
chain.
glance, 4 absorb for 1,000 gil in the body armor slot may seem like a bad investment. However, bracelets are the only armor black mages and white mages can wear for most of the game.
Yeah, I
Want
just
your-
did
you
that
want-
instead of cloth.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely the way to go.
Oh, you can't even equip the short sword.
Okay.
This game commits the cardinal sin of giving every character their own inventory, and on top of that, certain items can only be equipped to specific character classes, and it doesn't tell you which one, which leaves you in a situation of just using endless trial and error until you can figure out which items can be equipped to who.
The short sword does 15 damage.
Here's the thing. Nobody can use it. After wandering to a bunch of dead ends and being like, do we need to even go to these places? We reached a dead end that had a hole in it, which taught us that, yeah, you just gotta go to all of these different dead end and search, because sometimes there's a hole. Ooh! A hole! That was actually really cool to find this little dungeon. Like,
We're excited to have found a thing, but what we didn't realize is that this isn't an optional little place or a side thing. This would be the next 6 hours of the game.
I didn't expect to find anything down here, and there was an actual cave.
I guess that's why you walk to the ends of these, is sometimes there's a thing.
Often there's a middle finger.
Feel the power of walking in the forest, gaining inside of you.
God damn it. We went north because we had dipped into that dungeon and decided, I don't want to do this dungeon. And so when we went north, we found these ruins, which had Astos, one of the bad guys in it. Or good guys, I don't know.
At the time, he was
At the time, he was a good guy. And he told us, go back to that dungeon.
What are you doing here? Astos double-crossed us. Go south to the Cave of Marsh.
A cave
The Cave of Marsh.
to retrieve the crown.
What are you just live in the ruins?
They did say that there was like a dude who lives in the ruins, like in seclusion.
Okay. Get the crown. Bring it to this guy. So that he can tell us how to get the herb so that we can wake up the prince.
We're doing
We
it.
need this mystic key so bad.
Ooh, dark.
That's not good.
Is that
We
gonna
don't
stay
have
with us?
any way to cure that.
Will pure not purify darkness?
I don't know.
Or do we need soft?
We need lamp.
Lamp? Here, I'll look it up. I started the Google search with how to cure darkness, and it autocompletes to how to cure darkness around the neck, around the eyes, between the thighs.
How to cure darkness between the thighs.
I know.
Ooh.
Causes of dark inner thighs are obesity, sun exposure, hormonal imbalance, medications, friction,
Friction.
acanthosis nigricans.
Nigricans?
I'm not saying that again. This condition makes dark patches and discoloration occur on your skin. There are several remedies available from your doctor or to make for yourself at home. Ooh, tell me how to make it at home. So, home remedies for dark inner thighs are, as you would expect, lemon, aloe vera, and then
Just what I expected.
The always popular lose weight, yogurt and lemon, oatmeal and yogurt, potatoes, powdered milk and honey. There's no way any of this works, right? There's no way. Notably absent from this list of home remedies is Cure 4.
Oh my god, dude. Cure 4 is a level 7 spell that costs $45,000.
Oh, it's so I lose track of exactly what I'm doing. It's so hard to pay attention to this.
You know, this game is very taxing and very boring. Like, it requires a lot of effort to be tracking all of the things that are going on, and yet it's impossible to really do it. That was 1,200 gold to kill that.
Oh, good. I can't pay attention to this. It's so crazy.
Do you need to go back to response rate number 1?
No, not never. Well, because I'll have a plan when I start, and then I'll start going through it, and it turns out that most of them missed or something, and I'm like, wait, what happened?
You'll get there. We'll be experts by the end of this.
Mm-hmm. They just won't leave this alone. They won't stop.
They can't touch this.
They can, though. They are touching this.
They're touching this a lot.
Jesus Christ, why aren't they dying? Nothing here.
See if there is something in this end.
I'm going to. Nothing here. There's a bat over there. Nothing here.
What the fuck is the bat doing over
Nothing
there?
here.
Wait, why was the bat over there?
Nothing here.
But why was it over there?
Nothing here.
Damn it. Do you think one of them may actually
Nothing here!
Ooh, I think I found the walkthrough that we want to use. Welcome, I am Vegeta, Guardian of Destiny, and I see you want help for the Nintendo game Final Fantasy. Rock on! This is my second guide for the game and all that. This is her second guide?
This is his second guide.
The second guide.
He's made 2.
Now granted, people will probably tell me that this particular type of guide for such an outdated game is a waste of time. But I say, pshaw.
I mean, this guy's a hero, obviously.
Recently, I found myself playing through the game again. Nostalgia, mostly.
Mostly.
My party...
Mostly.
First off, let's get one thing straight. Even though I am Vegeta, I will try to write from an unbiased point of view. If I catch anyone copying all or part of this fact, any part of this fact, not counting little inconsequential sentences like first off, let's get one thing straight, I will destroy you. I will rip you limb from limb like the excessively weak individual you are, and then I will sue you for copyright infringement. Are we clear? This means you, Vertesk 8.
We found a house.
We found a house in a box.
In a
dungeon,
cave
in a
of 1,000 rooms. That's where we are right now.
Oh, sick.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, motherfucker. Put on that copper ring.
So after spending a bunch of time in this dungeon and actually beating the boss, we realized we had a very limited number of resources to get out of this, and we remembered, hey, we got cabins.
I have to walk all the way out of here. Ache is dead. Everybody's, we have 3 left. One of our damage dealers is gone.
I would say use the cabin or the house.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, God. Not in the dungeon, huh? So, it turns out you can't save in a dungeon. Let's get the fuck out of here, man. Did you check that room already?
So now's a good time to highlight what I would call the second major design element of this game. So other than dead ends, what this game likes to throw at you are big rooms that are full of rooms. And I don't mean like a house where you walk in and there's a bunch of rooms connected. I mean, imagine a big warehouse, and inside of it are a bunch of smaller sheds. And the only way to deal with it is to check every single shed.
Do I check this door or do I run? We get out.
I guess run and remember where we were at.
It's not that complicated. It
Right.
just sucks to walk here.
You spent like $1,000 here.
Are you gonna audit me?
You want to get another house? Wow, dude. I love the idea that it's magic bugs. They're bugs that are magic.
Yeah.
No.
That's more of a Zelda thing.
Magic bugs is a series of bugs found throughout the series that's related to magic. Most of these bugs are related to how the spells work in comparison to how they should work. Temper doesn't work at all. Saber doesn't work at all. Lock always misses. Lock 2, instead of decreasing enemy evade by 20, it increases evade by 20.
What the fuck?
Lock 2 literally does the opposite of what it's supposed to do.
Why are there so many broken spells in this game?
Hell 2 works, which I think is Heal 2, works outside of battle as designed, but works like Heal 3 in battle.
So we should definitely
get Heal 2. It's bugged in a positive way. So after making attempt after attempt after attempt to, go into this dungeon, taking us, what?
We've probably, at this point, spent, 3 hours
at least,
walking back, walking
just
into the dungeon.
Just in this one dungeon.
Yeah, we finally get to the bottom and, get the crown we were supposed to get. I also want to say, it's only 3, it's not a big place, the dungeon. It's not like it's you can spend a long time there.
It's just, it took forever. Anyway, so we start heading back up north towards the castle to give the guy who wanted the crown the crown.
Ha ha ha. I thought you were Astos, that's who I came to find.
Yeah. I knew it.
He has the crystal.
Ooh.
Well,
Is that the crystal that she...
Yeah, that's gotta be. Give me the crystal and... we're gonna fight.
Of course. Ooh, look at him. We got a boss fight, man.
Ice 2.
Ice 2.
I've been sort of debating, do I judge this game on how it is now?
or on its own terms of how it was then. And I feel like you kind of have to do both. Like, you have to acknowledge what it was then, but also, like, it'd be unfair to say, like, this game is amazing, and, like, you should go play it right now. So, we got the crown in the dungeon, which allowed us to go get the crystal, which would allow us to progress the plot. Like, you know, you get the crown to get the crystal, to get the herb, etc. But instead of doing that, there were 2 doors at the bottom of the dungeon we hadn't checked, so we walked back down to the bottom of the dungeon.
This music reminds me of Flight of the Bumblebee. Yeah. When I learned that Flight of the Bumblebee was supposed to be played on the trombone, I was like, what? You what?
Yeah, is
that physically possible?
It's a pretty insane piece of music. And it's, like, really stupid. It's really funny. Like, it's not...
It is, like, goofy.
I mean, but can you imagine being, like, a part of the, like, the upper class people way back whenever that was composed, who, like, goes to the symphony or whatever, and you go there, and suddenly the trombone player is like... Yeah, you would be like...
It does sound like
wow.
It does sound like a bumblebee.
You know, there's pieces of music that like inspire like this grandeur, and then there's this one that's like it's like one of the hardest things to play,
right?
And it like mostly makes people. It's like kind of funny, I guess. So after listening back on this, I started to think that maybe my snap judgment assessment of Flight of the Bumblebee was like maybe a little bit off, and then we listened to it again. And, you know, I gotta say, it's actually like a pretty amazing piece of like representational music that creates imagery in your mind, and there's intricate backing to it. And watching someone perform it is unbelievable. It is funny. It is funny, but it's also, there's a lot more to it than that. And I just felt like maybe I was a little too dismissive of what is like a masterful piece of music and performance.
This cave is infamous for being a substantial step up in difficulty from anything the Warriors of Light have previously encountered. Final Fantasy Strategy Guide's famous advice of bring 99 heal potions is perhaps a bit too much. At this point, 99 heal potions is like an amusing hypothetical because it would cost so much and it would take so long because you have to buy it one at a time. For 99, and you had to go click through all these things, and that it was very funny. It became very real later on.
Yeah, I can't get in any of these other doors down here.
I don't think you can either.
Wait a minute. So the key, I didn't even think about this when we were playing it, but the key that unlocks the treasury also unlocks doors all over the world?
It's just the Mystic Key. There's lots of doors locked by the Mystic Key.
Who
everywhere
built these locks? We need herb. The witch has herb.
She's got the crystal for the
herb. Man.
She's got that sweet herb. Okay, so this tracks.
Rastafari.
So you get the
from the top, the lion's mane, man. The herb in the north. We going there. Oh my, that's getting bad. It's falling apart.
So okay, you had to come get the crown in order to go get the crystal from the bad guy. Then you bring the crystal to the girl, you get the herb from her, and then you bring the herb to the prince.
I mean, the thing is...
The prince gives you the Mystic Key. Everybody got that? Everybody clear? Makes sense, right?
This is dead again, because of these fucking gargoyles, god damn it!
Mist is dead, too!
Dude, they both had like 80 hit points.
What the fuck?
We're doomed. We shouldn't have come in here.
We didn't even need to. There wasn't even... We had fully explored it, it turned out.
Close call. Oh, god damn it.
Get us out of here.
I'm working on it. Man.
Whoa.
That dungeon is just one floor too deep, man.
It is. Get out of the way. Just realizing, like, what was on offer with this game at the time. Let's say you wanted to play D&D, but didn't have any friends that played D&D.
Yeah, I mean...
This really was your only option for that kind of an adventure.
And if you wanted to play D&D and didn't have any friends that played D&D, you probably didn't have any friends.
This was what you had. Was this game.
Check it out, bitch.
I got your crystal, bitch.
The prince needs...
The prince needs herb. I tried the most powerful herb to get my crystal back. Oh, I can see. Rastafari.
Wait, you're seriously trading me? This better be some good herb because I gave you a fucking crystal. You're giving me herb?
We don't even have any use for the crystal.
I'm just
we
saying.
don't seem to have any use for any of this shit.
More expensive
that evil
item.
guy put the prince to sleep, and then he lied to us and said, "Bring us the crown." We were gonna bring him the crown in exchange for nothing. And then when we got there, he was like, "Ha ha! I stole the crystal.
Give me the crown."
I'm actually bad." We were gonna give him the crown. He could have had the crown and the crystal. We killed him when we took both.
What an idiot.
Yeah, I mean...
So we're in the room with the woman who needs the crystal, and by the way, that's where the broom puzzle from the first episode was.
And what did these
I don't know what's up with these brooms, but I swear to God, they need help. Those of you who have listened to episode 1 will remember our struggle with the brooms. That struggle continues.
What could this say? Testicles be shut?
Testicles be shut. Well, I feel like B has to be A.
Oh, you think that the letters themselves
Are not the right letters.
Not the right letters.
Because B can't be unless you.
So if that's an A,
what comes before T?
S, B.
That doesn't make sense.
No.
Also, I don't know that like something like that could survive a translation at the time. The letters are backwards. Of course it can survive a translation, you fucking idiot. Could it? Like a riddle of that nature?
If it were simple, they had 3 years. This came out in '87 in Japan, and it was 90 here.
Yeah, they had 3 years. Did they fix any of the fucking bugs?
No.
And here we are looking for evidence that we're not idiots, and the game is probably just wrong and bugged, and we that's why we can't figure out the puzzle.
When the truth is, we are idiots.
But, a riddle, I don't know. Hey, Prince, I got ya.
Got the herb for ya. Gotta give it to, yeah.
This herb will release the prince from Astos' curse.
And then
Look, he is waking.
Do we give him the crown after that? Because we still have the crown. Is this a dream? Are you the Light Warriors?
So
is this
as
for
legend
real?
Says, I give you the mystic key. I feel fine now, thank you.
I can't imagine, like...
So now we gotta go back and unlock all the doors? I don't want to go unlock all the doors we've come across in this game. Now we just walk through the world unlocking doors? That's the next part of this game?
I mean, what else are we gonna do?
God!
There's nowhere else to go unless there's, like, a land that we can get to on our boat.
You're right.
What, I mean... What did you think? You knew we were going back for those doors when we came across them.
I knew that. I knew.
You need a break?
Yeah.
So I took over, and with the Mystic Key in hand, I started going through every location that we had been in this game in order to unlock all the doors. Oh, it just opens.
Nice.
A silver hammer. Dude, this is great! Bunch of gold. And a copper... rocket? What is that? They're gauntlets.
Yeah, we've just, we saved the prince, and our price for that was all of the money...
All of the money in the town.
That they've been holding for years,
The stuff that the town runs on.
This prince is no longer royalty. He doesn't have any more or less than anyone else anymore.
The first doors that we need to go unlock are back at the bottom of the Cave of Marsh, which, even though we've beaten the boss and gotten all the items, turns out that what's on the menu still is wandering into the bottom of the Cave of Marsh and almost dying and then trying to walk back to town, which is what we've been doing for the past, 3 or 4 hours already.
The house isn't gonna help us.
Not really.
What are these guys?
Uh-oh. Oh my god!
Oh, dude, I think it's gonna happen. He's poisoned.
Run. Pure.
Dude, if we make it out of this, it's a miracle. I've taken so much damage! There's no way I can make it back to town, dude.
If we get out of here, we can use the house and make it back to town.
That would be a waste of a house.
I know, but we would make it back.
I know, which would be...
It wouldn't be a waste because we wouldn't have to walk back here and do this again.
Oh no.
Run.
Wait! As happened many times while playing this game, I'm like a baby. I'm like a crying little baby. I like want to get out of this damn dungeon, and I'm like, Mom! Mom!
I might be able to walk back to town.
After the house.
No, if you have like 50 health.
I mean...
we should use it just to save. It'll save. We better make sure we can make it back.
Well, here's the thing. Risk-wise, if we use the house, we have a better chance of making it back. If we don't, there's a possibility we lose all of that.
We gotta use the house.
We gotta use the house.
So while Jeff was doing the legwork, unlocking all these doors with the Mystic Key, I started just looking up things about the classes and the armor, and it became apparent that the class system would become more complicated than it was, and that it already was more complicated than we had realized, especially pertaining to our black belt.
Black Belt is a very no-frills attacker. By level 7 or 8, they should be attacking unarmed, making twice as many attacks as any other class.
What do you mean?
Try taking his weapon off.
So one thing we hadn't really been paying attention to that much is in battles when your guy attacks, it'll say like 2 hits. And what we didn't realize, because there's no stat for this, is when we took the black belt's weapon off, he started landing like 4, 5 hits.
Yeah, it was like less damage per hit, but more hits per attack.
Right. As soon as we unequipped it, he just became like a beast.
Yeah, we had been doing like, I don't know, 40 to 50 damage, and we start doing like close to 200.
4 hits, 134 damage.
Okay.
How would you ever know something like that?
Why would you do that? Why would that ever even make sense to somebody? Like, you can't hit fast with nunchucks?
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, take it off. Take it all off.
What?
If he's wearing no armor, his absorb is his level. So he's level 10, so he'll absorb more if he's not wearing armor.
Dude, this game's weird. What do you mean?
This particular class is weird.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Well, he's a black belt, dude. He can't be weighed down with all this bullshit. He's got to be free
You're
to
right.
be a ninja.
You're
And
right,
ninjas
but then
operate
why-
best when they're naked.
But why can he do all this other shit? Like, why can he even hold nunchucks?
I don't know.
You can see, because, like, he was using nunchucks and now he uses his fists. And, like, see, this
Right.
game's got everything.
It's got everything. This game has everything. I don't know what I'm complaining about. I can't believe we're still in this fucking dungeon.
We're done with it this time, right?
Yes.
Then we can go open the treasury in the original town, which probably has like $20 in it.
There's no way this game is like gonna be 10 or 15 hours.
But how could it possibly be? Whoever said that is fucking lying.
I think I read it. I must have read it wrongly.
Oh, 115 hours.
No way. So it seems like 17 hours is more like it.
So right now, even as I'm beginning to adjust my estimate for how long the playthrough will take, I'm still way off from what the final total of hours is going to be.
Should we tell the audience how many hours we wound up playing this game for? Or should we let it lie for now and tell them later?
I think they'll find out. Just like we did.
Just like we did.
We haven't polished a single orb. Where else were there mystic locks?
They were back at the other towns.
In the main town. Were there any in the second town?
Wasn't there a cave or a dungeon or something?
I'm trying to remember.
As we've already said, it's impossible to pay attention to this game, and now we have to remember every single thing that's happened in this game so that we can find all of the doors that need to be unlocked.
It's cool, we'll just go everywhere. Many times.
Mm-hmm.
See, this is the winning attitude. This is how you get things done in Final Fantasy.
Man, one thing about this that's like so just drilling into my skull is in every other one of these I've played, there's like big segments where you're like free from the random encounters. Like you've got to walk from one place to another, but then you'll be like in a town for a while,
right.
Or like something will happen for a bit. But like this is just like, oh my god!
At this point, it's on,
man. Yeah, it's all this.
What do you think the chances are we can find a chocobo?
Oh man, whoa, I didn't even think about that. I don't feel like I'm playing, like, there's stuff about this that's Final Fantasy, but like the idea that a chocobo would show up, like, doesn't even make sense to me. Like, that seems so... Yeah, I don't think there's any Moogles in this world.
I'd be surprised.
I mean, they have elves and dwarves.
Yeah. Oh, that's over in Chocobo Town. The cave of Chocobos.
Chocobo is like far too creative for this game. There's nothing. They wouldn't even call it a chocobo. They'd call it like a riding chicken.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even give it a name.
We're trying to get away from ripping off Dungeons and Dragons straight out.
Yeah.
We're not gonna call them elves anymore. We're not gonna call them dwarves. They're not a fighter. Like, this is a D&D game. Not a Final Fantasy game yet.
My sister is back safe, thank you.
You're welcome.
I mean, it's just nice to get out there and do things for other people, you know? That's really what I get out of these games.
Like, with all the things that's happening, it's nice to, like, make a difference in the world. Mm-hmm. So we made it back to that treasury that was locked for 400 years.
Yeah, we've come back, we've returned the key, the lost key.
And we've returned to the building that is built like it's a rat maze. It's right there.
Oh. Oh, you gotta go... Oh, yeah, go down and around. Oh, wait.
God damn it. They do go down and around. Fucking...
Yeah, this castle is laid out in a way that you would just... You would walk in looking for the king because you're like, please, we're hungry, we have no bridge.
Yeah.
And then in like weeks later you would come out starving and be like, I never found him.
Yeah, I bet the king like there must be people who like stumble into the king's room like starving, on the verge of death, like, I finally found it, I'm here. And he's like, are you the Light Warriors? And they're like, please, I'm hungry. No, I'm not, let me eat.
I'm not talking to anyone unless they're the Light Warriors.
I guess it's a well-protected treasury, you know? It's hard to...
Yeah, you gotta walk to it. Ooh, the Iron Shield.
We have that.
So in one of the rooms that was unlocked by the Mystic Key was a box, and in that box was TNT.
What?
Dude. What? Can we use that, like, to throw at people in battle?
Do we need to, like, blow our way through the mountain somewhere?
Oh, boy.
And TNT.
It's dynamite. I don't know if you knew that. But what's money for if you don't spend it?
Exactly. It's my whole life philosophy.
What's it for?
You just should always just spend all the money you have as soon as you get it. Because, I mean, you never know when the value of the money is just going to fall out from under itself.
Yeah, not
you
even...
gotta turn it into goods as soon as possible.
Goods will never go wrong.
I like to buy salt. I just stockpile salt. People always need salt. Put all my money into salt. I just have buckets and buckets of it. Everyone's always going for gold, but that's
a fool's
crazy.
game.
It costs too much. You'll never get enough of it.
You just have like a basement filled with buckets of salt.
Just got salt.
But why can you not go on those rivers in your boat? Like, how are you supposed to get?
Too shallow, dude.
So right now we're like trapped in an area.
Yeah, we keep looking for the next place to go.
There's a bunch of rivers that are basically blocking our forward progress, and we can't figure out how we're gonna do it. But I mean, like, how are you supposed to get to those areas? Is somebody gonna build us a bridge?
TNT.
Dynamite.
I don't know.
What do we have here?
A new port, a new world, a new continent.
God damn it, it's filled with spiders!
Oh, God. It's a new continent full of spiders and nothing else. No other thing.
I think I saw a cave, maybe. Yep.
Oh,
And then also there's orbs. I don't know.
I don't even. You know what? Could they not have thrown in a line where the king was like, "If you don't polish the orbs, then evil will take over"? I don't even think there was that much.
Yeah, I don't think there was.
I don't even think they told us why we should. He just was like, "Hey, I see you have some orbs."
There was a prophecy that the heroes of light would come with the orbs. Where each of us got these orbs,
Wait,
I don't fucking know.
wasn't there a point where some people mentioned the guy who made the prophecy was off somewhere?
I accidentally used a cabin instead of pure. Oh, God. Why does it immediately use? Fuckers. Fuck. I didn't want to do that. And it immediately uses it.
It's okay.
But it immediately uses it.
Do you want it to constantly ask you if you're sure you want to use it? How else would it happen?
Well, I get to pick with the pure. I don't know.
Well, the cabin is just...
I know. You're right.
Look, it's not a big deal.
I know. You're right.
It's okay.
You're correct. Well, because you're going to want to play this game like 5 times.
Yeah, I mean, you're
minimum.
gonna obviously want to play it over and over again. Cave of Dwarfs.
I think we found it.
Is
These
this
guys
a good
seem
place
short,
to
right?
take a break?
Dwarves can see in the dark.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe this is just like a nice cave full of nice dwarves. Hooray!
Hooray!
So we finally made it to the Cave of Dwarf.
I mean, we heard about the Cave of Dwarf. It feels like ages ago.
Including the day before, what are we, like 10 hours in?
I think right now we're probably like 10 hours into the game.
Yeah. So 12 to 15 hours as our original estimate is like way off.
So way off. Yeah, we're probably like 10 hours in. We found the Cave of Dwarf, and it's full of dwarves. There's some notable NPCs here. There's Hooray Guy.
Yeah, there's Hooray Guy. Hooray Guy is one of my favorites.
I love that they added these NPCs in here, and then what they bothered to have them say was shit like hooray. Like if you walk up to them and hit A, and then you just go hooray. Like why
what is
why
this
not just
conversation?
delete this from the game?
Yes, hooray.
Maybe we were supposed to come here before we finished the crystal thing?
Oh, okay.
Oh, information. So in the Cave of Dwarf are, as we said, Hooray Guy, but also a guy who really wants a floater, which is pretty important. He's looking for the floater. Bet I could float with it.
He could float anything.
Is that gonna allow
What does
us
that
to...
mean?
Maybe that's the item
Is
that
that a
lets
sex
us
thing?
turn off random encounters.
He wants to float anything he wants. He's like, rocks, metal, I want to float it all. Not just wood and things lighter, less dense than water. Not just balloons should float. It should all float. Narek is digging a canal.
There's Narek.
Narek wants to build a canal, but there's something blocking the way he might need to destroy.
Yeah, this is interesting to us because as you've been whatever. We have TNT.
We have TNT, and we know it needs to be used. Oh, he needed TNT.
This TNT is
to
just
finish
what I
his
need
canal.
to finish my canal.
I bet you if we'd come here first, we'd be like, where the fuck are we gonna get TNT?
You know what canals are good for? Boats.
Oh.
Hooray!
Hooray. And then we run into a blacksmith named Smith. What do you have to say?
Smith, the blacksmith, in the Cave of Dwarf.
Dude,
Where the dwarfs live.
I mean, is it like this in Japanese? Just
I don't
with,
know.
like the
That
most
it's just
basic
like-
fantasy shit?
I don't know. The blacksmith's name is fucking Smith.
That's what I'm saying. What? Ooh. I like this Cave of Dwarf.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace.
Like, it looks different.
Thank God. I was getting dude, I was getting really, like, looking at, like, the blue and green, just going, like, oh.
Dude, the Cave of Dwarf is filled with
Iron
great
helmet.
shit. What? This
In
place
the box
is
you
great.
found house.
There was a house in the box. We're like making progress.
We're making a lot suddenly, which is nice because
we needed
it was
to.
We needed a win.
So we left the Cave of Dwarf and sailed to the next town.
It's full
What
of
the
gravestones.
fuck is wrong with this place?
This is a tomb. This is a tomb.
This is not helpful information.
This is the Clown Motel. This town was invaded by the vampire.
This has got to be the town in the west of that
clinic
dude,
was
right?
deserted, destroyed,
And the town was cursed.
There's no clinic here. Break time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay. And so that's where we're gonna break for the episode today. But boy, did we not break for the day.
Yeah, that day went on for a long time.
We started it at like 11 a.m. and we finished at 4 a.m.
Yep.
So you got that to look forward to.
That's next week. So to wrap up this week, we found out in the Cave of Dwarf. I don't know what
There's
we
people
found
who
out. We need a
wanna
floater.
float.
We need adamant.
We need adamant.
Nah, never mind.
We need a
Scratch
floater.
this. The important factor is we blew open the canal that was like trapping us in this like ocean area, and so like waking up from a dream into another dream, we sailed out of the large area into a larger area that surrounds that area where the same kind of shit is happening again.
It's like, imagine concentric circles and like you start at like the pond at the center and you think that's the whole world, and then you break open a canal and you realize that was just the center circle of a much larger
pond
world.
outside of the pond. Yeah.
There's an ocean.
And we still haven't polished an orb.
And with that, we ask you to rate and review us on iTunes. We will see you guys next week. But first, next time on No One Can Know About This.
I don't even buy Pop-Tarts ever. It's not like that's on my list.
Were you walking by it?
I've walked, it seems so good.
I find I'll do that sometimes. That's how I wound up with like fruit roll-ups as like a staple that I keep now. I'm always like, I don't know if you noticed, but those are corn pops over there. Because you gotta have your pops.
Whoa, you've got like a whole arsenal of cereal.
I do.
I'm gonna eat all that cereal.
A lot of them are mostly
There's
empty.
6 boxes of cereal.
Okay, the Rice Krispies are like old and should just be thrown out. The Lucky Charms was an experiment that didn't hold up to my childhood. The Frosted Flakes totally are great. And the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, like those I'm keeping around. And Grape Nuts is for when I feel healthy. The Pops, that's a new
addition.
That was like